Hi everyone, welcome to You Do You Boo Crafts. I'd just like to tell you about a little challenge I set myself. So I bought myself a really old card making magazine. This one's from 2010 and it still had the bits of paper and embellishments inside it. So I thought I would literally just use what was in here with minimal supplies. So the only other thing I allowed myself was some stickles, heart punch, some glue, pair of scissors, double-sided tape, paper trimmer, and these little tiny stamps just to make a sentiment. So this was the magazine that I chose. It's from 2010 and the papers in it were to make these Noah's Ark, and then there was some bits with the teddies in. I haven't used these bits yet, but I did cut them out. And then there was some like rustic hearts, and that's pretty. You can write your own message on it. But then there was some hearts. So it took me about 2 hours to cut all the little bits and pieces out. They were quite fiddly, but it was worth it. So these are some bits with the dogs and the teddies. I haven't used those yet, but they'd be nice for like baby cards and that. So I've cut them out, put them to one side, and then there was another part of the kit with tags and little borders and hearts and faux bows. Haven't used that yet. Yeah, these were the tricky bits, really tricky, trying to cut circles with a pair of scissors. So I do have some wonky bows on the cards, but it just adds to it. So, and then I have a few papers left. They're actually quite pretty considering they're that old. And then what I did with the Noah's Ark papers is I've made one of them into a pretty little box frame, and then I made a card to go with it, which I think is really pretty. I don't know if you can see the sparkle. Some glitter paper, and then I've just added the stickles. I just think it looks really pretty and very sparkly, so that would make a nice little gift for somebody. And then I've made another card here. Just take it out of the pack. And then these are where I've used the little rubber stamps just to make a sentiment. But it was really tricky cutting around some of the animals, but it was worth it. And then I've just used the heart punch with some glitter cards. And then there's another one here. Again, I just added a little bit of the border inside, but it just makes it stand out a bit more. Adding the glitter card gives it a bit of something else. And then I just made the sentiment again. Obviously you can make it for any occasion. And then with the other part of the kit, I've just made some pretty cards like this. So this one I've put some stickles on. It's not quite dry yet, so it might look a bit warped, but they do flatten out when they dry. And then these are the faux bows, and I've just added a heart. And then this is another one. As you can see, they're still quite pretty considering it's just really old paper. And then I've just used the heart again and some glitter card. I haven't put any sentiments on them yet. Better not put anything on that one. And then this is another one. Just literally cut and measured with the trimmer, and then everything else I used the scissors or the heart punch. And then here's another one. Very effective and pretty. Not sure what sentiments I will be adding yet, but they can be used for a variety of occasions. And then this one, I've kept it really simple, but it's still pretty. So if you want to set yourself a fun challenge and you have any old magazines lying around that have still got the papers in, why don't you give it a go? It's fun. I absolutely loved when card making was really simple and we didn't need all the stuff and to spend all the hundreds of pounds and have the latest this, that and the other. So satisfying going back to basics and not having to get all your machines out and your inks and everything. You can still make pretty cards, so have a look through your stuff, see if you've got any old magazines and have a go at making some cards. So thanks for watching and I'll see you soon. Bye.